How would you evaluate your season?
I think we ain't done yet.
You personally,
I think we ain't done yet.
Marcus.
Wow. Michigan at the 41. What a hit! Ball's free on the ground. South Carolina deserves to have it, and they do. Oh, and a left hand. Sends Fonseca it down. Flat on his back. It's over. Irving and Curry. One-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. Center field. Did he get it? Did he get it? Walk-off slam. Call it, take it quickly. Origi.
This is sick. Put this to music. I don't think he stepped out either. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
What's going on, y'all? We back. It's a whole nother edition of What Now? This episode, what? 11, 12, 13?
We're getting up there now.
We double digits now.
Okay.
We going well. But you know what it is. When we debate the hot sports topics, we dissect them, correct them, and give them to you from our perspective. I'm Tyreek, Reek for short. Tobias, Jay, Nordy. What's going on, y'all?
Not much, man.
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, dog?
Jay, what you like to say? I was about to say it, but I don't want to take your saying.
What?
Another podcast.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to say, Jay will forget what he says.
I gotta sing. I ain't know how to sing.
Yeah, you have a saying. I be peeping it every week.
What saying is it?
Another week, another podcast.
Another week, another podcast. We in the.
But I don't know if y'all know this. I got my Orioles shirt on. You know I'm a big baseball fan. If y'all ain't realized yet, the Orioles, we don't want 8 straight now. We don't want 8 straight in a row. You know what I'm saying? We still
What's
under
y'all's
500.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
okay.
I ain't ready for that.
We still under 500. I don't know exactly. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. I know we still under 500, but we supposed to finish in last place. But if we keep going like this, you never know. We might be like the Braves next year.
They've been hot lately.
We are 43 and 44, so we right there actually. We won 8 straight, so we was down bad.
He was down bad.
We was down bad. Last year we won like 15 games.
What?
It was bad. All right, but y'all got anything to say? This ain't this our PSA moment.
Oh yeah.
Y'all got anything to get off the chest?
Wait, so y'all beat the Angels and had all that hype talking about World Series talk, and the Angels are only 38 and 49.
Listen, Nordy, it don't matter.
Y'all beat a garbage team getting hyped over nothing.
They get way too much media time for being that bad. Like, they get way too much.
They got the 2 best players on the team.
I'm sorry, but
yeah.
It's
And
LA
they 43
too.
and 44.
Listen,
Mike
Nordy,
Trout.
it don't matter who we playing. Listen, we're not supposed to be beating nobody. So
Look.
any win is a good win for us.
My
So how you
just,
talk about World Series?
my team just throws money at problems, and sometimes
I
it
can't hope.
fixes it.
If I can talk about Super Bowl, I can't talk about World Series.
It's gonna happen one day. I don't know
Hey,
when.
he's their own.
I don't know when.
You don't think the Falcons making the Super Bowl?
Have some confidence in your team, Jay.
I'm saying.
The Bengals. You see what the Bengals did.
I'm saying. You never know. Marcus Mariota might
Man,
go off
see,
next year.
and see, y'all are the reason people be talking about delusional fans. I'm telling you how it is. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't
Have
going
some
nowhere.
faith, some confidence in
And
your
anything
team.
we do past 500, I'm grateful for.
It's a good balance.
Since we on this topic, I was looking at it. We're gonna go over something, a schedule today, and I need to see some confidence. I don't want to see no losing records. I want to see some confidence in your team. You know your team better than all of us. Show some confidence today.
It's above 500.
Okay. Ain't no 600.
It's close.
Oh man.
Well, I got confidence. I got a realistic take, and I have
The hopeful take.
a hopeful take. I got a high and a low.
What's the percentage chance of it? Like, did you think they have the hopeful take?
The hopeful take, it's very possible. It just that's when like injuries come into factor. So like I'm just like,
Is it like my
You
12 or 5 take?
predicting? You
no,
predicting
that's
injuries?
delusional. Mine is at least somewhat realistic. I have like a phenom at quarterback. You got
Anything is possible.
you got a washed up 25-year-old at your quarterback next year.
Listen, hey, like I said, we went 8-8 with Duck Hodges. You know, I got confidence.
Oh, here we go with
Yeah.
this. That's your favorite
Civilization.
line. That's your favorite line. Nobody care about no Duck Hodges.
Yeah, wait till the day my
Exactly.
comment go
Or
under
8-8.
500.
All right, we gotta keep moving on. Though.
All
We
right.
gotta keep moving on.
So, actually, you know what?
The
Tobias, I know
delusion's
this
about to
is.
start.
We was talking about. No, we about to. I'm trying to.
It's coming.
Trying to translate it. Shut up, Rory. Nah, all right. So, speaking of our teams and divisions and all that stuff, we got some big news from college football this past week, and I know Tobias kind of got a little bit of heat on it. So actually, I'm gonna let him take over this topic, and I'm gonna let him explain. I'm gonna let him bring it in and explain, get something off his chest because I know he wanted to for a while now. So go ahead, you take it over.
Oh dang, okay, you can caught me off guard with this one. As everyone knows, you know, some mix-up happened in the college football world. Apparently now, well, not apparently, actually, this is official. USC and UCLA will be joining the Big Ten Conference in 2024. So my question here is, well, first I'm gonna say this now, and I got my SEC people here. I'm not gonna say Big Ten's better still, but I'm going to say that they're equally as good now. Yes, they're in that same category as that elite conference. You can't to sit here and deny it would be delusional. No, we can't. They got USC, they got Ohio State. And y'all are big on USC. Remember that? You can't be contradicting. Y'all really big on USC.
I just want to know: are you saying they're just as good because of those two teams?
I'm saying
it better not be because of UCLA.
No, not yet. UCLA.
So once
So
USC,
now, all right. So
now
because
it's
of
just one
USC,
team.
the Big Ten is just as good as SEC.
Well, I've already thought they were, but I already thought they were. So this just confirms it. This is just put some icing on the cake. But anyways, that's not the conversation though. Not topic. The topic now is that, and there's no restriction on who do you think are the biggest winners and the biggest losers of this conference expansion?
small schools.
Yeah, I would agree. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally all these small schools. Like, so basically, you're taking these super
biggest losers, right?
Yeah, like I don't want to say like these super conferences because it's going to be kind of like the NFL and how every other league is in like a professional sport. It's like you have these big ones, and then you have the little categories below it, like your little four
Northwest.
teams. Yeah, Northwest,
Yeah.
South.
North-
And that's
North,
essentially
South,
what's
East,
gonna, one of those. It's gonna be like that, but for college football, and your smaller schools are gonna lose out on that big money from the bigger schools, especially if they don't get into one of these conferences.
So from this one, I guess let's be a little bit more direct with this. What school do you think was the biggest loser in this one? I guess it probably either Pac-12 or Big Ten. Which one do you think it was? Maybe Pac-12 team? I don't know. Or do you think which Big Ten team do you think really lost from this one? I got in my mind who Big Ten and who they lost, but I want to see what you guys think.
I don't know if I have like a specific team. It's more
I
of like a majority.
who loses this.
I tell you right now, just from experience, watching them over the past couple years, it's not small team for the Big Ten. And first I'm gonna say the Pac-12 completely is the biggest loser in all this. From this Big Ten expansion, they're the biggest losers by a long shot.
Oh well, there's not going to be an ACC conference. There's not going to be a Pac-12 conference here soon. They're going to merge.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's already talks of Clemson and Virginia and Miami and
Virginia's dumb
FSU
for doing that.
going
They're
to SEC.
I think Clemson and SEC would be
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good to see. I like that. See how they do.
I've been telling them they need to join. I'm talking all that trash.
June's scared.
I feel like
June trembling.
the small schools can be bigger winners and losers in a way, because like I feel like because now, like Tobias said, he thinks the Big Ten is a little better. So I think smaller schools can get more players in the Big Ten that they probably wouldn't have gotten before. Just because now the Big Ten is at a higher level. So now it's like, oh, like I don't know if I'm making sense, but like,
Right?
No,
does
you're
that make
making
sense?
So my thing with that though is that's only like a couple of select teams
Yeah.
that you're taking out of hundreds of other like college programs, and
Yeah,
so I think they're going to get swept under the rug. I mean, your HBCUs aren't because I mean you still have a lot growing there. You have, especially in the past couple of years since 2020, really. I don't see that going away. It shouldn't go away. I don't want to say Georgia Southern, but I'm gonna say Georgia Southern. Like schools like Georgia Southern who rely on like Clemson money, like even though they know they're gonna lose to like a team like that or Alabama, it's not gonna kill them, but it's definitely gonna hurt their wallet. It's gonna hurt their pocket a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That sucks too. Did y'all see that picture? They was just showing all the not SEC, Big Ten teams, and then they just had UCLA and USC on there, and they was like all the way on the other side.
All
of the
the way,
country.
yeah. But that helps out with the recruiting. That opens up a recruiting door right there as well. But I mean,
Go ahead.
I was about to say, I was the
Go
biggest
ahead.
winners losers. Big Ten. I'm specific teams who really got hurt by this. Teams like Indiana, teams like Purdue. I was gonna put Michigan State in there, but they stepped it up the past couple years. They ended up on the other end of that. Teams like that really lose because you add, and even UCLA has their years. You add another team like that, it's going to be harder for them to get to the top. Because Indiana at times has came, like what was it 2 years ago, 2020? I mean, it was a COVID year, but still, like Indiana was like ranked number 9. They were in that Big Ten title conversation. Now that USC, more than likely USC is going to be put on the Big Ten West, and that's what's constant all that. That eliminates most chances for any of those teams at the bottom to get there, because more than likely it's going to be Iowa, Wisconsin, and USC.
Oregon is supposedly might be going to Big Ten too.
That would be nice. Oh man,
because like I said, Pac-12 and all that's a wrap. Like it's not.
I don't see that.
It's literally going to be 2 conferences, and that's it. And they'll probably get changed. Like the names will get changed. It won't be the Big Ten. Obviously, it can't be the Big Ten, and it won't be. I mean, SEC might say the same, but I imagine they rebrand too, because a lot of it has to do with TV deals.
I don't know how quickly this is gonna. I don't know how quickly this is gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen like next month or so. I know everybody's like
It's
really
already
frenzied.
happening next year.
I mean, this is so 2024 is when it officially. I think what Oklahoma, Texas, they come in when is it next year or the year after? I can't remember. Oklahoma, Texas, come to SEC.
I think it's 2024 too.
Yeah, so all of them come together. So I mean, I don't. And this is a lot. Like we're talking about money. Like and one thing with universities, like it's a whole bunch of politics. I don't know if anything's gonna happen just like that. I think this is in the next. And you're right. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, it's gonna look totally different. Like this, it's gonna be super. It's gonna look totally different. I don't know. Like in the next year or so, I don't know about that.
It's going to be a semi-pro league.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was about to say. It's gonna turn. That's what I was just about to say too. It's gonna have.
So how do you think that's gonna affect the playoff format?
Oh, it needs to be. It 100% has to be more than 4 teams. Got to be at least 16 at the very least.
I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they just do a Big Ten champion versus SEC champion. At some point.
Well, so the reason they don't do that is
I wouldn't want it.
The reason they don't do that is because you'll have teams like in the early 2000s where like you could tell LSU and Alabama was the best 2 teams
exactly
that entire year. Like nobody was going to beat those 2 teams except for each other. And to take that away from like a LSU whenever they lost to Bama, it's like you can't just. It's like putting Notre Dame in the top 4 every year. It's like it doesn't make sense.
You had to do it like that now.
It's true.
Yeah,
No,
I wouldn't want it to do it either, but it just feel like it's turning into the NFL kind of.
What year was it that Bama beat them like 38-10 or
It's
something?
like 2014, something like that.
It was something ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like
That's when
everyone knew Notre Dame shouldn't be there, and yet they were there, and then they just got demolished, and it wasn't even a good
That's
game.
when Georgia lost in the SEC championship.
Yep.
With 2012.
Well, yeah, 12, because Teo was there.
Who was quarterback?
And with this happening too, I will say this is that this makes.
Georgia. Was that Stafford?
What?
No, Stafford was way before then, right?
It was Aaron Murray.
Aaron Murray. Okay.
That was Todd Gurley, freshman year.
Oh, Todd Gurley.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That was with the. Okay. Go. What, Tobias? Why are you looking like that?
I was about Aaron Murray. I'm sorry, Jay. I did not like Aaron Murray. For y'all's sake, I didn't like him. Not just I didn't like him first, but like I wouldn't. Aaron Murray was very overrated in my opinion. But that's a whole nother story. I was gonna say, my last take on that is another. I don't think it's a big loser, but I do think this is a loser for them. I'm gonna say the Alabama Crimson Tide. I think this whole super conference is made to battle against dynasties like that, because we all know this between NFL and college football with teams, it is much harder to tear down a dynasty in college football because it's just tradition. It's generations. I mean, like it goes in with money. It goes with recruiting. Nick Saban can stay the whole time, and it's a factory. 4 years players. Like, I mean, it's harder to tear down dynasty in college football. So with this conference expansion, Nick Saban more likely his schedule's going to come from him getting cupcake. His easiest games is going to go from being Vanderbilt to teams like, I don't know, Texas. Yeah, Texas Longhorns. That's going to be it's going to start growing into teams like that. Yeah, it's definitely.
I think he'll still dominate.
I don't know.
He'll still have the recruits and all of that.
He'll still be good, but it's gonna be harder. It's not gonna be a cakewalk like it was in early 2010s and all that. It was a cakewalk for him at that point. But like, I mean, it's already getting harder for him now. You see UGA rising up, LSU kind of making some noise, and now apparently Texas A&M is their biggest threat now. So
A&M.
Yeah, I had to throw my sarcasm in there. I'm sorry.
That's why I had to laugh.
All right, well, y'all got anything else to say on that? I think that was some good talk, good conversation. Peace. Y'all good on that? Anybody else got final takes?
No, I'm ready to talk about this overrated.
All right, so we're gonna make this a football day. You know, we've been talking about basketball a lot, but we're gonna keep this a football day. So we're gonna go professional this time. For those of y'all that follow me on Instagram, I put a little graphic on there on my story about this particular. Well, it was about 20. What year was it? 2018 QBs that got drafted, and one of them is Mr. Josh Allen. And we got some mixed feelings on this panel here about Josh Allen. So the topic I have, or the question I have for y'all today is Josh Allen overrated?
Garbage. No,
I'm just go ahead and let you go.
Yeah,
He's not garbage.
Start.
He's not garbage, but I'm saying he's overrated. Like,
What is overrated about him?
We're considering him a top three. Or consider him a top 3 quarterback in the league right now. I've saw those rankings. Yes, I'm calling out every single.
No, they have him number 2. They have number 2.
Thank you. Number 2.
That was just that calling. That was just that.
No, everybody has number 2.
I've seen multiple.
Everybody has a number 2.
Let me. If you think Josh Allen is the number 2 quarterback in this league, I don't know who you are out there, but you need to rethink what you're watching. You take away that one game he had the last year. That one game, I promise he's not even in your top 4. I promise he's not. People were just like Reek said, a prisoner of the moment. We are stuck on that game. You look at his lows.
All it takes is one game to propel it to stardom, though.
First off, he played terrible against. I didn't watch Josh Allen totally all last season, but I saw the big games that mattered. The game against the Steelers, obviously, I had to watch that one. Was trash. The game against the Patriots, the primetime game, in front of the whole world, he couldn't beat a team that threw the ball 3 times.
3 times.
3 times. It was like 9-6 or something like that. I don't care how windy it was.
Hey,
y'all
sitting here like y'all would have did anything. Like y'all team would have did anything different that night.
He's speaking heat
in those conditions.
We could have beat Mac Jones, who threw the ball 3 times.
Exactly. He lost to Mac Jones.
Are you sure?
Mac Jones.
Are you sure?
Lamar would have ran the whole time.
In their home field advantage, bro. Like, no. Josh Allen's overrated.
Sure?
I'm sorry.
That's weird that you say that, because January 15th he also played them again and beat them 47-17.
Wait, what?
Like he said though, we never said he was trash. He just
Tone said he was trash multiple times.
No.
Tone said garbage.
Trash came out his mouth.
But listen, y'all hear that one word? I said, God said, no, I'm just playing. He's not garbage. But
yeah, he said he was just playing.
Thank you.
But
He's
he's overrated because everybody only looks at the top games that he has, and nobody looks at the whole thing. Like, he's had horrible games, like Tobias just said. I think it was the Titans game. He played. That was probably his worst game ever. And I don't know. I think it was the Titans.
Which of y'all's quarterbacks hasn't had a bad game?
Of course, has had a bad game, but he's had bad games.
Which one of y'all's quarterbacks haven't had a bad game?
Everybody has bad games, but he has a lot for the.
So what
for
is
the
it?
For number two?
For the ranking that
Over
he's
the
at,
last 3 years, he's been keeping consistently making the playoffs. So
he has no real accomplishments.
Oh, I got some.
No
All right.
accomplishments at all.
You're right. Quarterbacks do have bad games. Has Tom Brady had more bad games than Josh Allen last year? Let's say that. Because right now, apparently, he's better than Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think both of them are better than Josh Allen.
Both of them.
I'm only saying this. I'm not saying he's better, but I'm thinking they're putting him above him just based off Brady's age, which obviously isn't that much of a factor. But I literally think that's the only reason people put him ahead of him.
I don't know.
think-
I
why
think
they
they're
are.
he's
doing
better
it
than-
just to get the views. I mean,
He hasn't
common
had
sense
5,000
says
yards yet.
He's not better. Like, obviously, Tom Brady is the best ever. You shouldn't take it to heart that some random people put him over Josh Allen. Like, that's ridiculous.
I said this before, and y'all gonna get on me for this, and no, honestly, I don't care. I would take Lamar Jackson. I would take Justin Herbert. I'd take Russell Wilson all over Josh Allen. I just don't trust it. I just don't.
All right,
don't
so
trust
that's where we have to part ways, my boy.
That's weird.
All right.
That's a weird
Alright.
flex.
What's the difference in your thinking of Josh Allen and Justin Herbert? Why do you think Justin Herbert's good and Josh Allen's not?
First off, my man Jay Herbo. Jay Herbo already he's on a better track record than Josh Allen was. Let's look at the stats, shall we?
All right, before you start that off, Justin Herbert's his first 2 years are better than I think every quarterback. So you can't even use this stat.
He's never
Even Tom Brady.
Yes, I can. Yes,
Good
I can.
God,
And I will.
Tom, it's better
Yes,
than
I
Tom
can, and I
Brady's too,
will.
And Tom Brady's
He's never made the playoffs.
So stop
He's never
talking.
made the playoffs. He's never
For
made the
this
playoffs.
new generation of talent we're talking about, I will take Justin Herbert
Lamar
over
Jackson
Josh
has done
Allen.
more than
I will.
Herbert.
And Reek, I'm kind of tired of you using that argument because Mac Jones made the playoffs. Mac Jones
Mac
made the
Jones has
playoffs,
done
so
more than
can
Justin
you-
Herbert.
He has.
So-
That's an accomplishment. You
Come
just
on,
said.
bro. Let's
you
stop.
just-
Let's
you-
just stop.
No,
this
let's.
now. Like,
Hold on. Come on.
Come on.
Hey
You
man, y'all
said-
not about to put the playoffs from the
No.
Patriots on Mac
You
Jones
just-
saying that he's the reason for that.
You
We're
just
not
made
even
an
about to
argument.
start that.
You just made an argument for Josh Allen saying he's made the playoffs every year. So now you're saying it's not that big of a deal.
Josh Allen also has a
I'm tired of
fantastic
you
defense.
using that argument for Justin Herbert. That's the only thing you can say. But Mac Jones made the playoffs, so and you know, hand in hand, who would you rather have at quarterback?
But we're not ranking Mac Jones as the top 5 QB. We're not doing that. We're ranking Justin Herbert as a top 5 QB, so he has to be at a top 5.
Wait, this not even that question.
No. We're not even doing that. We're talking about Josh Allen. Who am I taking over Josh Allen? That is the question. Thank you. No, it's not about Justin Herbert top five QB. That's an argument for
You
another
said
day.
all
Both of
those
them-
names, but not your own quarterback on your
Both
team.
of them are overrated.
Oh, you know he can't
Well,
say
like,
that.
come on, like, what do you want me? You want me to sit here and argue Kenny
quarterback's
Pickett is a top
trash.
5 quarterback?
He's trash.
You really want me to sit here and talk about Kenny Pickett as a top 5 quarterback?
Nah, it's just
Come on,
you
man.
worked up.
I'm about to say, I like to give my takes, but I'm not gonna get nothing like that now.
I usually don't feed into Reek's little playoff thing, but I had to just to get toes worked up more.
But like, but Jay made a good point. Like, we can't be just looking like that
Obviously.
quarterback's not the only reason why they made the playoffs. Like, Josh Allen's not the only reason why the Bills made the playoffs. He's not. They have a great defense. They have a great coach and a fantastic defense. They dial up some great schemes. Josh Allen is
So take
not
that
the one
same
reason why they
mindset
made
like
it.
that and then apply it to
Chargers?
common sense
Oh,
on who like a legit top 5 quarterbacks are in the NFL right now, not what somebody else on some other platform
we
said.
are sticking to the topic right now. We are talking about
This is
Josh
the topic.
Allen. We're not talking about
That
no
is
top
the
5
topic.
quarterback. We're talking about Josh Allen. Is Josh
And that's what the
Allen?
topic is over. You're saying he's overrated because
Yes.
he was put over somebody else. When I'm telling you, common sense says that that's not true.
What?
Josh Allen ain't do nothing.
common
Josh Allen is not a better
Until-
quarterback than Tom Brady
No,
or
he's
Aaron
not.
Rodgers.
That's
What?
the bottom line.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So
but
you're not
Nordy
listening.
is just saying that they did that to get views.
Yes.
They said,
that you shouldn't
we
get
do some
worked
stuff
up
to get
over.
viewed. We do. Well,
No,
that's
People
what
don't
they-
have a
people
heart.
don't.
No,
Blood
but
pressure's
people,
up.
people really believe that. There's
Yeah, people do believe that.
I mean,
Y'all
probably
believe-
Buffalo fans.
Do y'all believe? Well, I guess Nordy would think so, but
Do y'all?
do y'all believe Josh
I
Allen
have
is
already
the number 2 quarterback?
openly said who I thought was
Y'all
better.
saw my rankings in the group chat. It's Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, and then y'all can have y'all little
Dispute.
pitter patter who y'all want to put right
Pity
there.
patter.
Who you
So
got,
who's
Nordy?
4?
I have
Oh,
no
go
idea.
ahead.
I'd have to actually look.
Huh? Who's 4?
I really can't give you.
This wasn't a top 5 segment.
I can't give you top 5, but I agree with Jay's. The first 3, I agree with you, Jay.
That's just the big 3. You can't take anything. You can't
exactly.
move them out the way.
Josh Allen does not need to be in that conversation. I'm not even sure I'm putting him at 4. I'm not. That's my
I know
whole
you say.
deal.
I know you say that one game got everybody caught up, but that man, like that game, right? He was really like everything Mahomes did. He did like he. If it wasn't for defense 13-6, if it wasn't for that defense folding, like we'll be having a completely different conversation, and you know it.
This may be a hot take, but I think Justin Herbert could do the same exact thing.
And he probably
could. Maybe he can.
Herbert
Maybe he can.
Like that.
That's what we've been trying to tell Reed, but
it's different. There's different schemes for a reason. Like every quarterback is not the same. Like Justin Herbert and Brady aren't the same. They're the 2 different styles of quarterbacks.
No, honestly,
exactly.
Lamar Jackson is a different quarterback than Tom Brady. Like
we've been on this for a while. I guess I want to hear everyone's like just solid answer. Don't give me no reason behind. I just want to hear yes or no. Is Josh Allen overrated? Yes or no?
In my opinion, no. I don't.
Okay,
I'm not taking away what other people are saying.
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ask this question, but are you saying is he overrated based on the Cowherd thing?
No, is he overrated? Is Josh Allen overrated? Is he overrated? Is he overrated? Oh my goodness! Yes, he is. He's very overrated.
Yes,
very overrated.
Yes.
People been considering him. Now let's take away the Colin Cowherd thing. People have already been considering. Oh, Josh Allen's going to be the next. This is. I even heard. I remember who's it? Colin Cowherd, the announcer. I can't remember his name. Sunday Night Football.
A lot of other people.
Chris Collinsworth. Chris Collinsworth. Even this came out of his mouth. We could be looking at the next Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. No, I'm sorry.
He's talking about that matchup. That matchup, him and Mahomes.
Yeah. They said that about Lamar.
If you get a game like that once a year, you wouldn't think that's a Brady Manning matchup. A game like that last game every.
But Brady or Manning has never had horrible games like Josh Allen has had, which nobody seems to care about.
Thank you.
Josh Allen has had horrible games.
You saying they never had horrible games before in their career?
Not like that. We gotta. Next week I'm bringing stats of the games, the bad games that he had.
You gotta come in at home.
Because his games have. He's just had.
We definitely gonna do the homework on this because I don't care who you are in the NFL. Everybody had a horrible game. I don't care.
He's had
one of his worst games is against Jacksonville, where he went 31 for 47 and he had 264 yards and he had 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Like he has bad games, but look where his team was and look where y'all's teams were. Not in the same place.
Josh Allen also hasn't put up the stats like in his career to consider him want to be a potential great. Like he hasn't even got over 5,000 yards yet.
Again,
they were talking about the matchup. They're not
though.
Talking about Josh Allen going to the Hall of Fame.
A lot of
people, but we could put him in the same category as Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is that like no, sorry.
They're talking about for like the season that is coming up.
Everybody got to understand that if Patrick Mahomes was on any other team, he would not have the accolades he had, and that's just the truth.
That's an if though. That's an if. We can't say that for sure.
But he's saying you can't put him in the same category as Patrick Mahomes when he has dueled with him year in and year out.
He hasn't though. He had one game.
He's just exactly like
he just had the one game.
So the
Mike
Bills,
White
the
did
Bills
the
ain't
same
never
thing.
Beat the Bills ain't never beat the Chiefs before that.
Mahomes and I'm not sure. Have they? I think
they have played before, but it wasn't no shootout like this last one. It wasn't like that. Like they went back and forth, but it wasn't no crazy stat. Maybe like 250 yards, like 3 touchdowns.
Nobody talking about what Josh Allen
folks got to understand that Justin Herbert and Josh Allen are actually pretty close in talent, while Patrick Mahomes is in a good situation.
We talking about talent now. Oh heck, I almost said something. I almost said something I'm supposed to say.
So then,
I don't think it's close with them talent. With talent wise,
we'll see this year because I think the Chargers.
Why is it not close?
Got a better team.
What makes Josh Allen so special? I want to know that. What makes him so special?
He can do just about everything Patrick Mahomes can do.
No, he can't.
Why?
No, we can't. He probably can do a glimpse. He has glimpses of it, but have you seen his lows?
That's all y'all keep talking about. These probably 1 or 2 games
but you keep talking about the one game. You keep talking about the highs, so we got to talk about the lows.
I'm just saying, based off what we've been seeing, how y'all going to just flat out say it's not close in talent wise.
Well, I wasn't arguing.
We obviously we go over time. We obviously gonna reach a conclusion on this. I'm gonna just everybody leave their final takes. I think Josh Allen is overrated, and it's gonna take this season to win me over. It's gonna take him.
That's what I'm ready to see.
It's gonna take this season to win me over, and I will man up and say, you know what, he's that guy. But
Nor you
right
might
now,
have,
I don't think so.
Nor you might have a co-fan over here.
You said a what?
You might have a co-fan.
A co-fan.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
Cause
how this show going? I'm gonna have to be rooting for the Bills and the Chargers to prove my points.
Oh Lord.
As my man Steve, as my man Stephen A. say, the guy can play. I'm taking away. Josh Allen is a great quarterback. He is. I just don't think he's the top 3 quarterback in the NFL right now. I don't.
We already said he's not that.
Multiple times.
Tobias, you think Herbert's top 3?
No.
You think he's number 4?
I think he if at the highest. All
right, let's change it.
I'm just playing. What you gonna say?
I just said if like at the best, like if the best argument you can make is that he's 5. Best argument possible. I don't think he's He still got some stuff to prove. Yeah, like you said, I'll even stay with you. He ain't made a playoff game yet. Until he can actually show up then, and let's see what he can do. Then we'll talk after that, and then I'm gonna be on the J Herbo train. I may even get me a Justin Herbert jersey, honestly.
We got a bunch of bandwagons in this. All right, I can't wait to
Jalen disgusted, like, oh my god.
All right, well, let's move on. We're gonna go back to some college football. Past few weeks, we kind of what's the word I'm trying to look for? Predicted all of our NFL teams' schedules. So this time we're gonna start going through our college teams. And who's first up to bat is Mr. Nordy here, his Florida Gators. So, Mr. Nordy, I'll let you take over from here.
All right. So my high and my low takes. So my hopeful take is 9-3. My realistic take is probably like a 7-5 with a first-year head coach in such a big conference with a team that he was kind of like has, like with the problems that they had in the past. I mean, he's basically changing a program completely, from like head to toe, on field and off the field. So my realistic one is 7-5. So with the hopeful one, I'll just do the realistic one. So I have the Utah one. I have down as a L. Kentucky dub, South Florida dub, Tennessee L, because it's at Tennessee, and I don't know. Well, Tennessee's offense, it's just very. If they do the same thing that they did last year, it's going to be hard for us to stop them from doing just a lot of things. And it's not because I don't think we're not good enough. It's just I think we lack depth from the previous staff, and that's going to play a factor into a lot of our games this year. Eastern Michigan dub, Missouri dub, LSU. Oh man, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So LSU is my toss-up game too, because that can go either way. It's in Florida, but I could see that being a win or a loss. And it's kind of like the UGA games. It's one of those games where it can literally go in anyone's favor. Even like in 2020, like we were clearly the better team and still ended up losing to a garbage team. And then you had years like 2018 where LSU was clearly a better team than us, and then we ended up beating them. It just goes back and forth. UGA I have us down as an L. A&M I have us down as an L because it's at A&M. That's just another. I think they have a lot more depth than we have, and their quarterbacks on paper look good. I don't know how they're going to actually perform yet because none of them I don't think have started yet outside of Max. The guy that was LSU's quarterback last year I think he transferred to A&M, and might be their starter. But I mean, they recruited like one of the best quarterbacks like they do. I mean, it's Jimbo. Yeah. South Carolina, I got us down as a dub. Vandy dub. Florida State dub.
I like that, Nody.
So that's where my 7-5 take comes from.
SEC championship?
Oh, absolutely not. I was 75.
8-4, can you?
Not even with a 9-3, no.
Yeah.
Nah, not with the Alabama.
I think y'all
the Georgias of the
could
world.
beat. I think y'all can beat Texas A&M. For some reason, every time y'all play them, y'all always play them tough, no matter
Well,
what. I just feel
so
like
this
y'all
is
can
my
beat them.
hopeful take. My hopeful one is we beat Utah, we beat Kentucky, we beat South Florida, we still lose Tennessee, beat Eastern Washington, beat Missouri, beat LSU, lose to UGA, lose to A&M, win, and be 9-3.
Oh, okay.
So that's my hopeful.
Well, the hopeful one's still not that bad, honestly.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, but I'm also really.
What's going to define y'all season is that Utah game, I think, because that's going to be
no,
tough.
that's not what's going to define us. What's going to define us is if AR gets hurt. If Anthony Richardson gets hurt, we're screwed.
Oh yeah,
the rest of our season is done. Because
Utah.
I don't know
Who y'all have a
our
backup? Freshman?
That's my point. I don't trust anybody that would be the backup. It don't matter who it is.
Is Anthony Richardson injury prone?
Yes and no. I say yes because it was kind of like his first 2 years he got hurt and like we never really understood why, and then come to find out with this new staff is that he was playing with a torn meniscus for like 2 years, like from his senior season in high school up until like this past year, and the previous staff knew about it but yet didn't get it fixed. And so it came like pretty much slap off the bone during Florida State, I believe. And so he had surgery for that. But, I mean, outside of that, all the things that I've seen and heard and read is that he's good to go. It's just one of those things. It's like a mental factor. It's like I just want to see it, and all I can do is pray he doesn't get hurt and have to find out.
This I hate to start some strife on the show right now, but do you think there's any possibility that Florida Gators will beat UGA this year? Game everybody looking at.
Honestly, though,
I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but I would say like 80% UGA. Now, if my hopeful take comes alive, I'll have a biased opinion by that point. But my realistic point right now, or my realistic take right now, is like an 80-20 UGA's favor.
I think Nordy winning that game is going to pin a momentum for y'all. Let's say y'all do beat. Let's just imagine. Because I think if y'all beat Utah, I really think Utah's going to be the game. If y'all do that, it's really going to put a statement on what kind of season it's going to be, depending on how y'all win.
Oh yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, as long as we play like we're even if we lose that game, if we play competent and play like confident and like never look like we're backing down at any point, even though like they have a clear. So we have an advantage, and they also have an advantage. We're a much younger team than they are. They are a much older team.
Yeah,
that is more experienced.
That's why things will be a good game to watch.
A lot of pieces coming back, and we have a whole new offense with a whole new staff and a lot more going against us. But at the same time, it's like, all right, if you got that SEC on your chest and that Jordan on your chest, you gotta like show up and earn it every week. And as long as you're like showing me that, and I know what like you're going through on the back end from like the previous staff, then I'm cool with. I'm not cool with taking an L, but I'm more understanding to taking an L to Utah. But I hope for a dub.
Well, let's say y'all do. If y'all beat Utah, I think y'all beat Tennessee. I think y'all can make that maybe a scrap, but I think y'all will. And y'all get two kind of little tune-up games. I'm not worried about Missouri. LSU. If that comes down to a nail biting, let's say y'all play one of y'all's best games all season, I do think out of momentum that y'all squeak by Georgia. I do. And at that point,
why are you making Georgia the pivot point?
Well, because Georgia, at that point, I think both teams are going to be. I think both y'all are going to be in pretty good shape. If Florida goes on that track record, this is going to be a highly anticipated game at two SEC powerhouses. I think both will probably be top 10 at that point. I do. Especially if y'all beat Utah and LSU, I want to say either Florida's going to be knocking on the door to top 10 or they'll be in it. It'll be top 10 matchup. I think it'll be highly anticipated. I can see Florida going in there with a lot of momentum. And I'm sorry, but I do think they have more speed on it. I think speed's the name of the game now. There's too much speed all around. Yeah.
That's the problem is Georgia's receivers are from Florida. And they're the speedy guys. They had what's his name that tore his ACL in the 2020 season. Jay, fat. He was fat. He was
Georgia?
lighting us up. Yeah,
You talking about he got hit over the middle?
yeah, and
I know you
I
talking.
think he
I can't remember his
scored.
name.
He scored a touchdown, and that's when he like tore his ACL or something like that. Something crazy.
Yeah.
But he's fat. I mean, it's just a bunch of track speed, and
Mhm.
Florida's in a catch-up game right now.
Yeah.
Which-
That program isn't a catch-up game.
And it's not. I don't want to say it's our fault, but it is literally our fault. Like that's what the admin, not the admin, the people who make the calls. This is their problem that they have caused with money, and so now you have teams like Georgia who you should have been beating down while they were before Kirby got there, and yet you were throwing your money at all kind of other programs, which is cool. I'm cool with that, but at the same time, you have to realize who makes you the most money, and it's going to be your football team at every single program, no matter how big or small that program is. That's just a different type of income.
Yeah.
I was trying to see who Georgia's OC was. It's Todd Monken still.
So
Can't wait to hear UGA's next week.
We going to the Georgia Florida game. Where is
I'm
it?
down.
It's here.
Florida, Georgia, but
Oh,
yes.
it's in
Jacksonville.
So
That's
Florida,
not-
Georgia is always in Jacksonville since like the 90s.
I wish y'all would do it like in like.
Well, no, they're thinking about changing it back here soon.
Yeah,
to
I like
go
that.
back to Athens and go back to Gainesville.
I would like to see that, especially if it's a night game too.
That's not far from y'all either.
Jay,
Jay don't like Gainesville. Jay does not.
why?
Nah,
Wrong
I
Gainesville.
had a good time in Gainesville. I'm just still mad about that dude making.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
right
you
now.
got- you got into it
because
with
I had
somebody?
on. I was trying to get into the bar and I had on a basketball jersey,
And he said no jerseys.
he's like no jerseys. I was like, all right. So we walked back to the hotel and I came back with a different shirt. He was like, bro, I already saw you know.
Nah, yeah.
Else.
That happened to me at the Falcons game.
Like your night going that bad. You gotta remember me out of all this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And over a shirt. Like, bro, I can go home and
A
change.
shirt.
Like, it's no big deal. Like, what is going on here?
That's happened to me at a Falcons game too. I understand.
Yeah, like, it don't make sense.
All right, so we gonna go to quick hitters now, and since we on college football, I'm gonna keep it on college football. Stop doing that. Since all three of y'all are big college football heads,
Oh man, we
fans.
going back to college football. Well, I don't know. If, we've been doing good today so far. We ain't get hostile yet.
Yeah, I mean that you won't
I'm
get
afraid.
hostile
I'm afraid.
listening.
I'm taking a break this week.
Yeah, same. I've been trying to be a little bit more reasonable.
Unless Reed got something to boil it up.
No. I won't. This is just to see y'all college football knowledge. So I kind of mentioned it with all of us last week. I wanted to kind of do some trivia. So this is a trivia quick hitter.
You gonna question me?
So we gonna
College
see if
football
y'all really
guru?
know y'all college football for real. History. Some of them
Most
gonna
logical person on this podcast.
be all right, bro. Some of them gonna be easy. Some of them gonna be kind of tough. But we'll see.
I'm just going to be straight like, I don't know.
Nordy was like, all right.
I ain't going to lie to you.
This one starts you off easy. It's
For
super
bragging
easy.
rights here.
Just so y'all get y'all minds rolling. Which of these teams is not in the SEC? You got Tennessee,
Yes.
Arkansas, North Carolina, and South Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
North.
Tar Heels.
North Carolina, going crazy.
That was an easy one. All right, so now let's.
Yeah, like a helicopter.
What's wrong with you?
Y'all know that song?
A lot.
Oh my goodness, y'all ain't never heard that song.
That's his first L of the day. Go.
Which school is termed as the Mecca of college football in South Bend? You gotta know it before I give.
Oh,
before I
South
give
Bend.
options.
Yeah,
You know it?
South Bend. That's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought we were doing options. That's why I was just waiting.
I always
me
want to get
too.
some easy ones out of there. All right, here we go. I'm watching this team play a home game in Memorial Stadium in the capital of this state. This team has a legendary coach who finally won a national championship in 1994, then went on to win another in 95. Which university am I watching? The options are University of Washington, University of Arizona, University of Alabama, and University of Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah,
Nebraska.
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
I just had to hear the option.
Everybody said
I knew
Nebraska.
who it was. Yeah, I knew who it was only because Florida lost. Spurrier lost in '95 to Nebraska, and I mean that's back when Nebraska was like SEC before the SEC was that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben
So
Durfee,
SEC
Ben Durfee probably crawling on his skin us. We couldn't get that one.
just break
Probably
it.
yelling at the
SEC took the playbook of what Nebraska did and said, "All right, let's run with it," and then they did.
Okay.
And
Nah,
it didn't
Nebraska
make any
ain't-
sense.
Nebraska ain't
Not-
in the same sense.
Nor did I
Nope.
go all the way back to Florida.
I can tell you everything from the '90s and up.
All right, number 4. This one might be easy, and it should be easy actually, without options. In 2004, which player finished second place in the Heisman voting? The highest,
2004.
yeah, the highest finish ever for a freshman. Do y'all know it without options?
Hold on.
No, you gotta give me the options.
Let's see if Nordy got it. Second
2000.
place in Heisman voting.
I got an idea.
Go ahead.
Nah,
What do you think?
Yeah, give me the
Reggie
options.
Bush. No.
I was about to say Vince
Wait, Bush
Young.
was.
Vince Young. No. Yeah, give me options. Give me options.
Everybody want options?
I'm trying to
Yes,
think of
give
what
me
years
options.
they
Give me
played.
options.
It's Reggie Bush is 1. B is Chad Henne. 3 is Mike Hart, and 4 is Adrian Peterson.
Ooh.
Oh, it might be. It's either Reggie and AP.
Nah, give me Reggie. Give me Reggie Bush.
Yeah, I think it's. I'll go Reggie.
Yeah, I was right
You
the first
said-
time.
you said-
It's definitely not Mike. It's definitely not Mike Hart.
Nah, because
Definitely not.
AP's older than most of them.
What you say, Jay? I'm waiting on you.
It's Reggie Bush. It's definitely Reggie Bush.
I don't know if it's definitely Reggie Bush, but I'm gonna stick with Reggie Bush.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with Reggie.
It's Adrian Peterson.
What?
was I thinking?
Oh!
How much?
I
you
was
said he
thinking
the-
of the highlights. They were. I'm pretty sure. I
Huh?
knew they were playing around the same time.
That's what
Because Reggie Bush won the Heisman 2004, didn't he? He was
I thought
number
he
one.
won in like
I thought it
05 or
05.
06.
I thought it was 05.
Was it 05? Oh, okay. I mixed it up. But Adrian Peterson is the answer though
Okay.
for 2004.
I was thinking Adrian Peterson. He was an older guy in 04.
All right.
I thought he was too. I thought Adrian Peterson was like a lot older than all of them.
Yeah, because like
I know him.
if you look at
I know him
Reggie
and Bush
and you
were around the
look at
same.
AP, it's like that's two different age groups.
He must have went pro as soon as he could. Then honestly,
I don't know.
It was the winner of that year.
AP had that ball headed and like when he was like 18.
Yeah, I
why
think that's what it is.
That's probably
That's
what-
what threw me off.
it be
The winner
funny
of that
looking at
year
him in the
was,
face mask. He be looking up, his eyes be all big. He be,
What year? 04?
Matt Leonard.
Matt Leinart.
Leinart.
Leinart, yeah.
That one. That's a number.
Matt Leinart.
Matt
Yeah.
Leinart. All right, next question. Which of these Ohio schools does not field a football team? Mount St. Joseph, Cleveland State, Findlay College, and Worcester College.
I have no clue.
I don't know. Let's say that again.
Ooster.
Which of these
Ooh,
Ohio
Jay, you said that
schools-
cough. You know this? You for sure on this?
Which of these Ohio
No, but
schools
Ooster.
does not field a football team? Mount St. Joseph, Cleveland State, Findlay College, and Worcester College.
Finley.
What was the third one?
Findlay.
I'm gonna go.
I maybe Finley Ooster.
Ooster.
Give me Findlay.
Ooster or Cleveland State.
It's
I'm gonna
Cleveland
say
State.
Cleveland State sound familiar though.
It's Cleveland State.
I think.
Oh!
They're known for basketball.
Okay,
Yeah.
now
Oh,
Cleveland
that's
State
what I was
sound
thinking
familiar.
of. But I thought they had a football team because of that.
They got a soccer stadium, if anybody care.
That's close enough. That's football.
I'm a soccer. I'm a
That's
soccer
football.
guru.
That's
football.
football.
I'm the new soccer guru.
Yeah, Tobias done went to one
Oh,
soccer
yeah.
game, don't know how to
The
act.
one game.
Ooh.
I told
Alright,
you,
this
it's
one-
like he played
Ole,
FIFA.
ole, ole, ole.
He played FIFA one time.
Ole.
This one-
Boo.
This one doesn't have answer choices only because it's about one of y'all teams.
Oh Lord.
What former Michigan
Michigan.
wide receiver
Ha!
and kick/punt returner became famous?
Charles
for-
Woodson or Desmond Howard, one and two. Charles Wood. No.
What was the
What was
question?
it?
I
Stop
didn't even
yelling.
finish it. Yeah.
Stop
Oh,
yelling.
sorry.
Which former
Because the answer is
Michigan-
Denard Robinson.
No, say he would. Did not Rob say return no punts, bro?
Yo,
The second question.
what former Michigan wide receiver and /kick or punt returner
Desmond
became
Howard.
famous? Let me
Bro,
finish.
I'm gonna
man.
slap you. Stop.
Became famous before winning the Heisman. He is also well known for striking the Heisman pose after scoring a touchdown.
Desmond Howard, baby.
Yeah, that's Desmond Howard. You said striking the Heisman pose. I knew that.
See
was.
that? If I just let me finish, y'all would have knew for sure.
Well, you had him yelling.
All right, next one. In what year? This one also doesn't have a answer choices. It's because it's just a year, so you got to guess the year. And what year did the Pac-8 add the University of Arizona and Arizona State to its conference, making it the Pac-10?
2005. I don't know.
That's not
It
even
was
close.
like probably like 93 or 95.
Before that.
1980.
83.
83 is 1978.
Oh my god.
God dang it.
When the
I knew it was
Pac-8
the 70s or the 80s. I just didn't know which one. I was like,
That's when the
I thought it
Pac-8
was
became the
90s. I thought
Pac-10.
Arizona State and them came late.
nah, because they've been Pac-12 for a little while. When did they become Pac-12?
That was probably like 2000.
Yeah.
5 with Tobias did something like that. I don't know. I have no idea. I guess. All right, next one. 2 more. Before Carson Palmer in 2002, who was the last Pac-10 player to win the Heisman? No answer choices.
Wait, I'm sorry, say it again.
Before
Carson Palmer and who else?
Before Carson Palmer in 2002, who was the last Pac-10 player to win the Heisman?
I don't know that.
David Thomas. Who did he play for?
He played for TCU, but did he win the Heisman?
No.
Who is it?
I don't know.
I want a hint.
Yeah, give me a hint.
He played for the Los Angeles Raiders in the NFL.
Marcus Allen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it.
See, I knew it, but I was like, was it that far behind? Like that many years in between? Because he was like in college in like the 70s, 80s.
Yes, sir. That's it. All right, last
that was
one.
a big gap.
Yeah, but I mean, Pac-10, or I guess Pac-12 now, not that good.
They never were, honestly.
All right, last one. This one, I'm gonna finish it off. It could be easy. I don't know. This one had answer choices. Which college had the most Heisman Trophy winners in the 20th century? Yeah, want answer choices?
Is it Bama?
No,
It may be Bama, honestly.
it's not Alabama.
Michigan?
No. You want choices?
Yeah.
Ohio State, Nebraska, Michigan, or Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. It was Notre Dame.
What you say, Jay?
I was going to say Ohio State.
Ohio State?
It's probably
All
a
right.
question. Yeah.
Nordy, which college had the most Heisman Trophy winners in the 20th century? Ohio State, Nebraska, Michigan, or Notre Dame?
Ohio State.
It is Notre Dame.
In the 20th century?
Yeah, because it was
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I did the.
Because
The
I
bad-
mean the only 3 schools that are winning like that much against all the scrub teams was Alabama, Notre Dame, and Michigan.
Because of World War
Only
II.
3
They're
teams,
the
yeah.
only ones that didn't go to war. They had like 10 in 2 decades.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. World War II. All right, well, that's my questions, some trivia, some college football trivia. See what y'all like.
That's-
Y'all did
I
pretty
like
good.
that. I like that.
That is the wildest part is that if you look in the 40s, that's where most of these college teams like take the credit like for their national side. I'm like, bro, there was 2 world wars going on during this time. What are you talking about?
I mean, shoot, that's what Pittsburgh Steelers fans do too.
It is what it is, baby. Steeler Nation.
Him and Steelers and Michigan. All
I
those
stick
titles
with it.
coming in the
I stick with it.
1930s.
A ring is a ring, baby.
All right, well, that's the quick hitters. College football trivia.
Oh,
So
shit,
y'all know what's
so-
next. It's hot take time, and this week the hot take giver, is that the right word? Is Mr.
Presenter.
Tobias Lewis. Presenter. Hot take presenter.
All
It's
right,
Tobias. Go ahead.
Here's my presentation. All right, class. This week's hot take is going to feature surprise, mixed martial arts, and spot one guy we all know about. Everyone here knows about him, Conor McGregor. So, my hot take is that all this time, in reality, Conor McGregor was really just a slightly above average MMA fighter that knows how to really entertain. In essence, he's overrated.
So you're saying he's overrated?
Yeah, that's the hot take. Yeah,
How many times?
I love
How many
Conor
times can you
McGregor.
be wrong in one podcast?
Like I said,
It's statistic.
it's a hot take
I don't-
and it gets the people going. All right, what do you think?
He's not overrated. He earned. He was in his prime. He was doing that.
Yeah, I don't think he's overrated either. I do think though his being entertaining helps him a little more than it could help others.
You got to brand yourself. You got to be marketable.
Yeah, he was still that dude though.
So without that, do you still think he would be that guy? Even if he wasn't,
because I mean the fighting doesn't determine.
I say his stats would be the same.
Yeah.
The last couple he been slipping up though when everybody expected him to pull through.
Oh, you talking about that one when he was sitting on that cage?
Yeah. He's been exposed these last couple ones.
After he fought Floyd.
But even the one I can't pronounce his name.
Well, it's because Floyd didn't want to get in that octagon with him.
Yeah,
that's not fair though.
Yeah,
McGregor
would
have
have tore Floyd up an hour.
But boxing,
no, it's not the same. It is not. Do not say
no. It's not the same. Boxing is just. It's he's like you can't put Floyd in the MMA. You can put Conor in boxing.
And they do that. That's why they did it for promotional reasons to get money.
Yeah, but Floyd and anybody that doesn't do MMA.
Nobody black. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody black. Ain't no boxing about to go out for no octagon.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like that's
they're gonna kick them legs. They're gonna get the legs kicked, and it's gonna be a wrap. It ain't. Yeah,
Conor
let that heel hit right there one time.
Nah, he's going through a hammer punch. Hey, if little hammer punches were allowed in the boxing, Floyd it was a wrap. Floyd would have been done.
I say,
because Conor was
throwing him.
Lay on him.
Floyd would just run around the whole time, just not to get hit in the octagon. That'd be scary. I'd be scared in the octagon. That's a good hot take though.
But I
don't think he's overrated though.
But even with Khabib though, like the one we always expect him to win, and he ain't beat Khabib.
Who expected that?
Khabib
what is Khabib's record? Please tell me.
What is Khabib's record?
I don't know. Nor do you tell me.
Undefeated. That's what it is. Undefeated.
How many?
Nobody beat him. Nobody.
Well, it's all right.
Nobody.
How many does Khabib? How many wins does he have now?
I think Khabib's undefeated. Khabib's undefeated.
He retired.
But but Conor McGregor's supposed to be the undisputed. You know, if he is that guy.
It's
my whole thing is that
it changes like twice a year who's undisputed.
So, what notable wins can we give to Conor McGregor?
I gotta type this back in again.
Khabib, I don't know. I'll look it up. I don't know. What notable wins? It's just it's. I think it's based off of. I think you're saying that based off of the prisoner of the moment too, because he lost.
Yeah, exactly.
He's lost like 3 of his last 4 or something like that. But before then.
But we all know Conor McGregor. The first thing you think about is him being the businessman, salesman. I mean, that's really the main reason why I know Conor McGregor. Not saying he's not a good MMA fighter. Like, I love my Conor McGregor. I think he is that guy. But in reality, could we just be being fooled by the fact that he talks a lot? And maybe he just isn't above
backing it up
average
himself for recently.
Yeah.
We only
22-6.
We only. He can only. We only. Go. What was the word? We only attract to him from talking a lot because he's so good at boxing. Like if he was sorry and talking a lot, we still wouldn't care. Not boxing, MMA. We still wouldn't care because he's good and he talks a lot. That's why it's a mixture of both.
Khabib is 29-0.
29. Okay.
Oh, wait,
I never really liked Khabib's wrestling style, but it is what it is.
You win. Ain't nobody stopping him.
I'm assuming the way you're talking, you're a Khabib fan.
No, I just respect him. I love Conor.
You like Khabib. Nor's like, what are you talking about? Khabib's undefeated. He's undefeated.
That man, because you sitting here going for Connor's neck, and then you talking about
this is a hot take.
No,
it's not necessarily right or wrong. It's a hot take.
You started this in the group chat when I asked you a simple question, and you ain't want to answer it.
Oh my god. It's a hot take, Nordy. A hot take.
Hotly wrong.
Actually, I guess I won because it got you going. So bam, there goes.
Hotly
I'm
wrong.
gonna get people going.
Oh yeah, that man swims up river streams.
Khabib from Russia,
So you like Khabib? So
Russian
you're Khabib
fighters are crazy.
I respect him. I'm still a Conor fan.
All right. So you're pulling for Conor?
Do you think it's impossible to like other people for their art?
I'm just asking you. I'm asking you a yes or no question.
I'm asking
Do you like Khabib?
Yes, and I like Conor.
That's all I want to know. Bet.
Yeah, I've already told you I respect him. That means I like him.
Do you like Khabib, Tobias?
You can respect somebody not like him.
No, I won't.
I don't like the way his fight style is, but the dude's 29-0. I mean, you can't really say nothing about it. That's like hating on Alabama.
You respect him also.
Yeah.
You just don't like him.
I respect him. I just don't like. Yeah, I just don't like him. That's it.
Okay.
But it is what it is. All right. Close your out. I guess I had a successful hot take this week.
Oh, you know, I thought you said close your eyes. Like, you about to go in
I
there.
did too. I was like,
I'm about to say,
Everybody
what they listening on Spotify?
Well.
All right, everybody, bow your head and close
the
your
organ
eyes.
in the background. All right. Scripture of the week, people. We are coming from Psalms chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. 3 verses here. And it says from the NIV version, "Blessed is the one who does not walk in the step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. That person is like a tree planted by streams of water. That person is which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers." And so the light and the law of the Lord. Mix them in words. There goes your scripture for the week, people. All right, well, another successful week.
Man.
I'm not sure if we said it before, but we're on Spotify now, people. So follow us on Spotify. What Now on Omni. Keep up with us on Instagram. We're always posting, polls, posting reels. We see y'all liking it up, man. We see y'all liking it up.
Oh, check out the TikTok too.
TikTok, yeah, thank you. The TikTok too. We see y'all blowing up the TikTok too. Follow us on TikTok. Same What Now on Omni. We're still on Apple Podcasts, and as always on YouTube. Okay. Until then, we'll see y'all next week.
Peace, y'all. Stay safe.